I am at a loss of words for this sexy beast of a vehicle. Today we're gonna undress this beautiful, sexy Chevrolet Z71 Suburban 2004. You need to invest in this generation Chevy Suburban. Before we get into the convincing, before we get into all that, let me give you a review of this car. It's a very timeless look. You see these things on the road all the time, and it's just very classic looking. And looking at the front, looking at the styling of this car, it's very pillowy, it's very soft looking, it's not too aggressive, unlike the brand new ones. So the Z71 package includes some tougher springs for off-road performance, some better tires, an appearance package on the outside, and also some really nice amenities on the inside. Now, as we look along the sides, you're going to see that timeless design. A current Chevy Suburban still follows the same basic structure as this old one. If we take a look at the wheels, they have really nice off-road wheels. Although you're probably not going to take this car off-roading, those thick sidewalls are going to do you really well for a nice, comfortable experience on the freeway or on bumpy roads. We have the Z71 badge on the side here. This paint job is very reminiscent of the early 2000s. As we take a look at the back of this vehicle, it has a very typical hatch style opening. We have these beautiful taillights, which I believe are aftermarket. Obviously, we have a tow hitch and a receiver if you want to hook up any trailer brakes or anything. This car can tow up to 8,500 pounds, and considering that this car weighs about 5,500 pounds, that is very impressive. So let's take a look at the trunk space, because that is probably one of the best reasons why you would want to buy a Chevy Suburban over a Tahoe or really any other full-size SUV. Right now, we have the third row up in this vehicle, so you can currently comfortably hold 7 people, and we still have this massive trunk space. It's not compromising with a sloped roof or any compact spaces. I can hop in here just fine. I can sit in the back, I can hang out, I can have 2 of my friends next to me. If we close this trunk, we have the option to just open this top area right here. So if we click this button, you have the choice to just open the window. All right, guys. So we have the Chevy Suburban right behind me, and right now I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to take out this third row in this car. I personally have never done this before, so we'll see how it goes, but I think even with no experience you can take this third row out no problem. We're going to open this trunk here. We're gonna push down the back. I'm 80% sure of it. Push down the back. We're gonna flip this little thingy-maclobber. Just like that, it all goes up. And then to actually remove it, how do you get it out of the car?
Find number 3.
Number 3? Oh my gosh, number 3. Guys, there's a number 3.
You want to trade?
Yeah, let's trade. All right, guys. We're gonna watch the owner of this vehicle do it. Whoa, what just happened? How'd it come out? Number 3. All right, guys. As you saw, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, in 3 simple steps, you can take the back seat out of this car. I said we can take out the third row, but what I didn't tell you guys is that we're gonna put down the second row. You guys ready for this? Now, to put down the second row, it's actually very simple. What you're gonna wanna do is, give me a second. It's a really simple process. Is you're gonna wanna, they got these little things on them. So what you're gonna want to do here, they got these, what's it called? Whatchamacallit? Yes! Yes! Oh, you gotta take out the headrest. And then, boom! And then, pull down the thingamabob. Oh, there we go. And then, we slide over this littly doodle, and then stick in the old thingamabob once again. Loads and loads of space, guys. Let me tell you something. You can fit so much stuff in the back right now. I'm person number 1. This is person number 2. Person number 1 is here. Person number 3 is gonna be right here having a fairly similar experience to person number 1. Easily like 10, 12, 20 people, 20 dead people, 20 bodies. So we're gonna put this seat back in there. We're gonna get all the doohickeys and flibble flobbles back in the car how they should be. All right, guys, so my cameraman is currently putting the camera a little up high just to give you guys some depth on the size of this amazing, beautiful vehicle. But with that said, let's take a look under the hood of this absolute beast. What we have under here is, I believe, a 5.3 liter Vortec V8 making 295 horsepower from the factory. This car is almost 20 years from being at that factory, and I would argue that some horses have left the stable. You have your popcorn slurry machine right here, getting all the good gooey fluids to this engine that it needs. While the cars of the early 2000s do have a lot of electrical issues, when it comes down to the chassis, the engine, the essential basics of this car that would be the most expensive to repair, it is very reliable. You know, when you get into the further generations, you're looking at advanced computer systems in the engines, you're looking at all these emissions regulations, you're looking at all these things that make the car more complicated. And while that does make it a nicer car when it's new, it definitely makes it a less reliable car in the future. Sitting in the front of this car is extremely luxurious and extremely comfortable for the time. This car, especially in the front, is identical to a pickup truck of its time. I'm sitting in probably one of the most comfortable seats I've ever sat in any car, and they don't build them like that anymore. Newer cars have stiffer seats, they have stiffer suspension, and the ride is not nearly as good as it is in this car, and these seats are a big factor that contribute to the comfort of this vehicle. So as you guys can see, I'm sitting in the back of this vehicle. This front seat is set for a 6'4" person to drive this car, and I'm about 6'1", and I have a ton of legroom, a ton of headroom, and I'm very comfortable. This car was designed to fit 7 people, and not only 7 people, but 7 adults. You have this entertainment system, which was an option for this car in 2004. You have cup holders, you have climate controls for the rear seats. Overall, you have a very nice place to be in, which is not something you would expect for a car made in the year 2004. Well, we have a very comfortable and spacious front row. We have a very comfortable and spacious middle row. There's no way that third row can be as comfortable and spacious, but that's why you're buying a Suburban. One of the things that you get in a Chevy Suburban that you don't get in any other 3-row cars is a third row that actually works for adults. I have knee room, I have foot room, I have headroom. I can still fit 2 people next to me. I have armrests, I have cup holders, and I have my own light and my own air vents in the back. All right, guys, so right now we're gonna listen to this 5.3 liter Vortec V8 purr. We're gonna see if it's got all the beauty and glory that it had almost 20 years ago. All right, go ahead and rev it. Let's see how she sounds. Oh yeah. So you can still listen to some of the dead ponies coming out of the back of that engine, and you can listen to all the dinosaur juice coming out. All right, guys, so right now, I know you guys haven't met the owner that much, but we're gonna ask the owner what he does for a living to get a beautiful car like this. Hey man, nice car, what do you do for a living?
I drink the goo.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, I'm the guy who drinks the goo.
No, but what do you do for a living?
But, dude, I got goo to drink, man. I got it.
All right, guys, so we're driving in the Bourbon, just coming out of the parking lot right now. And this is a really big, boaty vehicle. It's not made to go around corners super fast, and it's not made to do anything performance related. But what it's good at is comfort for a lot of people. And we're gonna check that out right now. You do feel very comfortable. This is definitely very plush, no harsh suspension jolts or anything like that. All right, on the spot interview with the driver here. What do you think about this car? You've been driving it for quite a while now.
Well, I mean, she's hissing at me once in a while, but she drives.
All right, guys, so we just went through a thorough tour of this car, and pretty much here's my final argument. For this car, you are getting a comfortable, reliable 7-seater for 7 adults that you can take across the country with as much stuff as you want. That's why you buy a Suburban and not a Tahoe and not any of the other full-size SUVs. If you want to get a car with all these features and accessories, you can do that, but just know that it's going to be much more expensive than this generation Chevy Suburban, and that's why this is the one you want to get, because it gets the job done. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what else you want to see on the channel. That's pretty much it. I'll see you guys next time on Car Topic. Buy this generation Chevy Suburban Z71. And let's take a look under the hood and see the engine, that powerful. Oh my God, all right. All right, now with that said, let's take a look at the trunk of this. With that said, let's take a look under the hood of this amazing beast to see what power. Oh my God. All right, guys. So my nope. All right.